We begin with a charming lady named Addison, who works as an office manager at a private clinic. Once Addison reached the office, Doctor informed her to send the sample to the lab and keep him notified while he was on vacation. Addison immediately called his brother's workplace to remind his brother Pete not to be late for lunch this time. Unfortunately, Pete works for an arrogant, mean, and highly demanding billionaire boss Justin, who never appreciates his hard work and efforts.
Pete, did you crawl here?
Justin pushes every employee to perform to his standards since he is profit-driven and just interested in making money. In a meeting with the staff, Justin raised the sales goals and emphasized the need for additional effort to hit the new benchmarks. He also wants to buy his rival Katrina Sawyer's business due to new battery design patterns. And Justin won't take no for an answer.
What's the latest?
Pete informs him Katrina is going on vacation, but he doesn't know where. So Justin orders him to find out and make arrangements accordingly right away. Pete then heads to have lunch with Addison on an electric scooter. During lunch, Addison informs him that Dr. Morgan is on vacation for a few weeks. Therefore, the office will be closed as well. Everything will be handled online by her. Pete enlightens her that she is fortunate since he must always be available 7 days a week, whether he is ill or it is raining. Speaking of the devil, he summoned him to the office immediately.
I have to go.
You just got here.
When Pete was riding his electric scooter back to the workplace, he received another message from Justin. Unfortunately, he viewed the message while riding, which resulted in an accident that broke his leg. At the hospital, Addison advised him to go home and relax. However, Pete is afraid of Justin's angry messages, so he insists on going to the office and showing him proof that he had an accident. When Pete arrived at the workplace with his sister, Justin yelled at him that he'd been waiting for an update for hours. Pete updates him that Katrina is taking a trip to St. Martin. Justin told him to make arrangements for tomorrow rather than expressing sympathy. Justin further says to call Duncan to go with him.
You can't travel and work hobbling around like that.
In order to preserve his job from Duncan, so he devises a plan and begs Addison to accompany him on the trip to save his career. Pete then goes to Justin's office and suggests that he accompany Addison on the trip because she is a fantastic manager at her company. Pete further says he needs an intelligent assistant to crack a deal with Katrina, and luckily Addison is available. Justin eventually consented, warning Pete that he would lose his job if things went wrong.
It's fine.
See? He's fine. Now, shush.
The following day they reached St. Martin at his villa. Justin reminds her it isn't a vacation and tells her to choose and settle in one of the rooms. While looking for the best space for her, Addison unintentionally enters Justin's room and considers settling there. Justin appears and inquires as to what she is doing. After hearing her explanation, he directed her to unpack his luggage and place the item in the closet. Addison didn't like Justin's arrogant demeanor and asked her brother Pete whether he had done all the strange things while traveling with Justin. Pete responded, "It's difficult, but things will get better." Addison further said you have been working for him quite long. Did things improve yet? Pete responds, Justin, never show gratitude to anyone. After that, Addison goes outside and asks His Majesty where he intends to eat dinner. Justin says inside is fine and resumes swimming. In the meantime, Addison places the meal on the dining table for 3 people. Once Justin arrives, tosses her a towel before directing her to leave so that His Highness Justin can have dinner alone. Addison then scoops up all the plates and taunts him to enjoy his food before departing.
He doesn't see us as equals.
Pete further says this is an entirely different world than we live in. Because of her brother, Addison is willing to overlook Justin's unacceptable conduct. Addison inquired about Justin's schedule for tomorrow because she needed to locate a doctor for Pete's leg checkup. Pete says he can manage it, but she's on the clock, and Justin always wants her to be present. The following day, Justin instructs her to set up a meeting with Katrina. They were hostility created due to a failed business venture a few years ago, so Justin wanted to meet Katrina informally. Before Addison departs, Justin treats her as a maid and hands her a plate to put in the kitchen. Oh boy, don't put her patience to the test. She gave you a look that said she'd knock you out shortly. Addison then goes outside and discovers that Katrina has arrived and will have dinner at Indigo Bay at 6:30 p.m. Justin then instructs Pete to book a reservation and encourages Addison to dress up nicely because she will be his date. Justin recommends she obtain his card from Pete and go dress shopping, but Addison argues she already has excellent clothes.
Based on what I'm seeing, it won't be acceptable if you're supposed to be with me.
Justin never misses an occasion to disgrace her. Unfortunately, because of her brother's employment, Addison was unable to speak. When they went shopping, Pete attempted to defuse the situation, but Justin had already gotten on her nerves. On the other hand, Pete thanks her sister for tolerating that pompous man. The pair then heads out to supper at a restaurant, where Katrina shows up shortly. When Katrina notices Justin's presence, she asks the waitress to shift her table, claiming that it is too windy here. Well, that's a clear sign Katrina is not a fan of Justin. Nonetheless, Justin is proud to claim that when some individuals lose in business, they can't let it go. Addison then bumps into Katrina at the bar. As a result of their conversation, Katrina invited Addison to a beach picnic tomorrow. In the meantime, Justin gets a seafood salad for her and a seafood platter for himself. Addison reminds Justin that Katrina has invited her to a picnic, not him. Justin is taken aback, and Addison claims it's the power of the girls' talk. Addison replaces her meal with his to convince him that she is not under his control. When they reach home after dinner, Justin discloses to her that while most people are afraid of him, she is not. Addison argues that it's due to how awfully he treats his employees.
I compensate people very well.
The following morning, Addison joins Katrina for a picnic on the beach. Katrina inquired as to how Addison met Justin. She tells her the truth that she is not dating Justin. Instead, she is doing him a favor because her brother, who works for Justin, has a leg injury. Katrina tells her Justin manipulated her, broke his word, and nearly destroyed her career. Katrina claims things are still not going well. She doesn't trust him and advises Addison to be cautious with him as well.
Hope you enjoy yourself here. If Justin leaves, maybe I will.
Greedy Justin appears out of nowhere and claims to have plans for jet skis with Addison. He also invited Katrina, but she declined his invitation. Finally, Justin reveals his desire to speak with Katrina while walking on the beach. Addison claims she can't force her, and he hasn't done himself any favors, whatever occurred the last time.
You have to do whatever it takes to succeed in business.
Back at home, Justin complimented Addison that she outperformed her brother today. On the other hand, Addison loses her patience and educates him that he fired Pete a long time ago if he wasn't excellent at his job. Justin answers that she is making the accusation because he is her brother. Addison says it doesn't matter if Pete is her brother. Pete arrives at the office shortly after his leg fractures, and you show no concern for him.
It's not my problem.
Addison further says Pete is still working with a broken leg, and this is not a picnic for her either. She is engaged all day with cooking, housekeeping, maid work, and your phony date. Justin said he was curious to see if she would agree.
You're unbelievable.
The following morning, Justin made breakfast for her and him as well. He also gave them a day off too. Pete is surprised to hear that because it never happened before, but at least her talking made a little impact on him. Addison entered the house to pick up her wallet and bumped into Justin when she returned. She tells him they are waiting for the cab. Justin offers her to take his car. As a courtesy, Addison invites him, and Justin accepts the invitation. While walking on the beach, Pete is unhappy that Addison invites him to accompany them. Pete was expecting to spend a good day off rather than a dictator on his head, but Addison claimed it was the right thing to do, and she wasn't sure he would accept the invitation. While strolling on the beach, Addison states that whatever is written in the book, it's not really you. It's a proud and bragging version of you.
You've only known me a week?
It doesn't mean I'm wrong.
Addison says he is a friendly, decent, pretend to be apathetic person, but it's just her opinion. Justin stated her opinion mattered to him all the time. Addison is flattered to hear that, and they had a great time at the beach. When they are getting back, they encounter Katrina and Annie. Addison invites Katrina to snorkel, and Katrina accepts the invitation this time. Back at home, Justin appreciated Addison's help making this meeting happen. However, Justin worried that Katrina would not treat him friendly anymore. Addison advised him to be original and humble because Katrina likes down-to-earth people.
Instead of arrogant.
That evening, Pete cautioned Addison not to fall for that guy. He will disappoint her because Justin has never given a damn about how others feel. Addison states that he isn't a bad guy and there is nothing to worry about. The following morning, Pete was running behind schedule for the doctor's appointment, while Addison was preoccupied with handling office matters over the phone. When Justin appears, he offers to take him to the doctor. Pete narrates the tale while Justin inquires about how it happened on the way to the clinic. That certainly is unusual. An unkind man has developed empathy and is even curious about the occurrence. After that, they wait for Katrina aboard the boat. Justin is skeptical that Katrina will show up. Addison inquired about what makes Katrina's company distinctive. Justin claims that Katrina's company's superior battery production section compelled him to purchase it, which can be highly beneficial to his business. Justin then compliments Addison on her abilities, saying she is brilliant. Suddenly, Katrina arrives, apologizing for her tardiness. They then go snorkeling and have a terrific time. Justin finds a chance to speak with Katrina on the boat. Justin followed Addison's advice seriously to be humble and original to her. So Justin admitted that he handled the previous business deal poorly and apologized for whatever had occurred previously. Katrina bluntly asks him what he wants right now. Justin made a direct statement that he wanted to buy her company.
Katrina Sawyer sinks another ship for Justin Ross to pilfer.
Justin claims he is willing to negotiate a deal on her terms. Katrina promises to review the suggestion. Addison is overjoyed to see them conversing with each other. Later, Justin expresses gratitude to Addison for making this possible. Addison said it only happened because you were more genuine and down to earth. Justin asks whether she likes this down to earth guy.
It's easy to like that guy.
Pete's prediction about Addison falling for Justin is clearly right. Back inside the house, Justin asked Pete if Addison liked horses, and Pete said yes. Pete immediately approaches Addison and inquires whether he is flirting with her. Addison responds, no, and inquires whether Justin dates frequently. Pete smiles and responds, that means you're interested in him. Pete claimed he was cruel and would stomp her like others if he got his way. According to Addison, Justin isn't heartless. She thinks he's isolated.
You're not gonna listen to a word I'm saying, right?
The following morning, Justin and Addison go horse riding. While having a good time, Justin says he likes her because she isn't like everyone else. She never tried to butter him up once and always advised him to do the right thing. His compassionate comments impact Addison, and the moment becomes very emotional. When they are about to kiss, horse gets in the way. They finally smiled and went back home.
I'm glad you enjoyed the horses.
Not just the horses.
That evening, they have a meeting with Katrina which awfully goes wrong because of Justin's arrogance and Mr. Billionaire's attitude. After the meeting, Addison remarked that the meeting was quite rough. However, Justin rudely says it's business, and that is how it usually works. The next morning, Pete awakens Justin to break the bad news that someone leaked the failing merger news. And Katrina's company is considering collaborating with other investors too.
This is her slamming the door in my face.
They return to the office right away to meet with the board members for a damage control session. During the meeting, Justin devises a preliminary plan to take down Katrina's company. Addison intervenes and tells him that this is unethical. Unfortunately, Justin lost patience and insulted her in front of everyone. After this insult, Addison becomes extremely unhappy and upset. On the way back home, Pete remarks that these types of people never change. They will go to any length to win. According to Addison, she believed he had changed, but he hadn't. Back at home, Justin notices Addison is upset, so he apologizes to her for his actions. Addison says it's okay, and thanks before departing. That night, Addison can't sleep since she is madly in love with him. And the worst thing is that she is completely mistaken about him being a wonderful guy. Justin couldn't sleep either since he felt the same way about Addison. As a result, he requested a meeting with Katrina to finalize the deal. The following morning, he finalized the agreement with Katrina on her terms. Justin rushes over to share Addison the fantastic news. Sadly, Addison has already left, despite his desire to show her that her opinion matters and that he cares for her. He immediately boards his private airplane. During the flight, Justin says that Addison taught him there is more to life than money. Justin further says she is the right girl and seeks Pete's help in creating origami flowers to impress Addison. Meanwhile, Addison received a message from Katrina stating that she had made a deal and did not anticipate Justin would change his mind. After reading it, Addison smiles. When Addison arrives home, she finds her apartment decorated with flowers. Justin shows up and says he understands why she left him in the middle. Justin further says she thinks she doesn't matter to him or he will never change. But she does matter to him more than anything. He handed her the origami flowers he had made himself for her during the flight, and they finally kissed each other. So that was Beauty and the Billionaire. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, share, and turn on the notification so you won't miss the next recap. Until then, cheers!